Welcome back to the Coalition of Friends YouTube channel. My name is Garrett, and today I'm bringing you a review for the new movie Unhinged. This is the scariest movie I've ever seen. Not saying it's the scariest movie ever made. Personally, this film terrifies me. So, backstory. I didn't get my license until right before senior year of high school because I had this really bad fear of driving. I've seen a lot of bad accidents and I was just too nervous to drive, but when it became a necessity, I worked through that-ish. But I'm still a nervous driver, people freak me out, and so this movie, I am its target audience. People who already have worrisome driving, or know that driving and stuff, dealing with it affects them. This movie will terrify you to your core and make you not want to drive home. Which is completely effective and why this movie is fucking brilliant. It's really good to the point that I hate it. Like, I hate this movie, but I also love it because of how good it is. So the film stars Russell Crowe as the man, and he's just reveling this role. I mean, he's fantastic in this movie. So scary, so sinister. He's playing with people's minds and toying with them, and it's so fun to see on screen. Really, really good acting from Russell Crowe. Caren Pistorius, I'm really sorry if I butchered your name just now, plays Rachel, who is the lead, really, in the film. She's our lead character, she's the protagonist, and I don't know if you're supposed to like her. Really, I mean, you do towards the end, but at the beginning, she's very late to everything. She gets fired from her job. She's having a really fucked up day, and she just keeps doing things that are unlikable. And, I mean, her honking, which you see in the trailer, is necessary because, I mean, Russell Crowe is just sitting there. But, I mean, it's really how she handles the situation afterwards and other stuff she says that you're like, I don't know about you yet. But with good writing, you have character development occur, and she does get better with the film as it goes. She's just driving through streets, and at some point, she'll get hit at any moment, and that's what I'm waiting for. Like, I'm gripping my seats. I mean, I'm taking notes, as I do with my notebook. But, like, I'm just sporadically writing stuff because I'm so scared, and I'm trying to, like, calm myself down that way. Because I don't trust the movie. I didn't trust this film. It is that scary that anything could happen at any moment. She could get hit by a different car at any moment, that it was so nerve-wracking to me. Car stuff is really scary for me. That's why I kind of really don't like Final Destination movies. The beginning of 2, the race car, the bridge scene, that stuff terrifies me so bad. And, like, this movie was just an hour and a half of that. And it was just really good, but really fucking terrifying for me. Gabriel Bateman plays Kyle, who is Rachel's son. And this kid is never gonna fucking grow up, is he? I mean, last year he was in the Child's Play remake, and to me it doesn't look like he aged at all. Maybe this film has been sitting for a while, but this kid is known for horror. He's pretty good at it. Doesn't really get to do as much in this movie as he did being the lead in Child's Play. So some of the faults I have for this movie: the script makes its characters do things way later than they normally would. Really, this is to the main character, Rachel. She does stuff way after the fact, and it's just out of order in my opinion. And then the film kind of makes logical leaps for its characters that you as the viewer don't really understand. Like, at one point, Kyle just takes off his seatbelt and he's rummaging around, and you're like, no, the rules of the movie are you can get hit by a fucking car any time. Why the fuck would you take your seatbelt off? And so that was infuriating, and at some point his mom is like, put your seatbelt back on, and I was like, thank you, but that's like 4 minutes in the movie too late. I'd say some characters don't get any build up at all, but that's because of what happens to them, which for a horror movie is kind of fun. You really have those characters that don't get written at all. But for the viewer, that means their death doesn't really impact us, and that's just another number on a kill count. The cinematography is pretty good. For a movie that's just really about someone being in a car, there are a lot of different shots to make that seem interesting. The continuity in the car chases and everything is very good. Like, I don't have a problem with how this film was made at all. I assume this took forever with how many stunts they have to do, how many crashes they have to put together, and all that. Must have been a huge undertaking, and I commend everyone who made this film so much. Very good job. The script is very, very tight, and my definition of that is stuff that's brought up at the beginning comes around later or the end. And the first, 20 minutes of this movie, very clearly set up. And so there's lots of bits thrown in those 20 minutes. And then, one by one, just keep knocking them off as the movie goes. For me, that's enjoyable, because you can notice things and then be like, oh, that's gonna happen, and all that. So I have a lot of fun with that. The worst part of the movie is the opening credit sequence. It's fucking stupid. Really, it's just trying to tell you that road rage is a thing and that people can be crazy in their cars, but as a society, we already know that's a thing. And this movie is trying to make you believe what can happen, which it can, but we don't need this annoying opening credit sequence filled with news footage and phone camera footage from real stuff that happened. It just doesn't work, and it was really annoying, and it took a long time to get through. Especially after the really cool cold open that you have at the beginning. That was fucking great, and you just slow the movie down to a drawl with what's next, and I didn't like that. So overall, personally, this is the scariest movie I've ever seen. It's shot well, it's written sorta well. The opening credit sequence is very stupid, and I love what the characters have to go through. It is a very fun movie. It's a fucked up movie. You're gonna feel sad with stuff that happens to some of the people in this film, and that just feels like a gut punch. But overall, this is a 9 out of 10 for me. I really enjoyed this movie, even though I was scared the entire time. But because I was scared the entire time, that just shows how effective and well made this film was. So if you've seen Unhinged, let me know in the comments down below what you thought about it. If you like this video, give it a like. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye! Can I just say really quick, how hot Russell Crowe was in this movie? I mean, that's Russell Crowe, but, it just worked for him. And, mwah!